Thank you so much for joining us again on this channel. It's your girl Erina TL. We travel to create memories, to sensitize, and to create awareness. As you very well know, we travelers is so much affected in the COVID times. No travel, nothing happening. After we are not the only ones who suffered. Imagine all the schools were closed. No learning taking place in towns. Those who could afford did the online learning. How about where my friend comes from? That is George. We are this side in Aleptong district, and we are very honored to host a teacher who's going to tell us what the experience has been. I've always told you about our travel experience. Now we want to know about the education sector. What happened, how were they affected, and we can best get this story from the teachers themselves. If I narrated it, I would lie, I would exaggerate, or I would not say anything. But let's get to hear it from a teacher herself. Welcome, madam.
Thank you. I am Akelu Eunice from Awali Primary School. In this school, I teach science in physics. Before Corona, I was teaching English in physics and RU in P2, but now I'm teaching science in physics.
Yes. For how long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for, this is my 10th year.
10!
Yes.
Oh, that's a decade.
Yes.
10 years of teaching. Wow. You've produced very many.
Yes.
You teachers are underrated, but me in a special way. Why I even decided to do this video, I respect teachers so much. You teachers have special kinds of eyes. When I was in nursery, my teacher wrote on my report, I think my dad has a report, that she is a storyteller. And everyone at home knows that. If you want something reported, call me, I will narrate it the way it is, because my teacher saw that in you. So when you tell me 10 years of teaching, I respect you. Thank you. We are different students from different backgrounds, different challenges, but then you guys bring us together. And you've done that for 10 years. These guys deserve all the best. Thank you so much for the service. Wow. So, how was it before lockdown? How was school? We just want to know how school was.
Yeah. Before lockdown, the school was okay. Teaching was moving on well, and all students were there. From primary 1, even nursery. From nursery, primary 1 up to primary 7.
You have nursery here?
Yes, nursery is just behind there.
Behind us.
Yes.
Is it a private school or government school?
It's a government school.
It's a government school.
Yes.
So all classes were attending.
Yes.
All teachers were here.
All teachers were there.
How did you guys get the news? Now, I'm just getting a views of one teacher. How did you get the news about the pandemic, the start at the beginning?
At the beginning, most of us have been hearing from over the radio.
Yes.
And then our head teacher also came and told us. Then the last day when His Excellency, the President of Uganda, announced the close of the school, the head teacher came in the morning and told the students plus the teachers that today we are going to close the school. That is the voice from the President of Uganda.
Did the students understand? You know, for us, I'm representing students. Those days were our best days. Public holidays, weekends, break time, anything to do with no schooling was. How did they perceive that?
The perception was not very okay because they didn't understand well. The head teacher had to explain to them.
Oh yes.
And that is when they got to understand.
Okay.
And they all went back.
They had reported that day. You had to send all of them back home.
Yes.
First of all, thanks to all teachers, all schools that adhered to the government call during that time, because students and children were the most vulnerable.
Yes.
Okay, the students have gone home. And the teachers?
And the teachers.
You have staff quarters here?
Yes, we have.
So everyone just had to stay in their staff quarters?
Not everyone. Not everyone. Some others are immigrating from about two teachers.
Okay, but the rest are in staff quarters?
Yes, yes.
So there was no business practically?
During lockdown? There was no business.
So what we saw there in Kampala,
Yes.
some schools had internet learning, online learning, or some would do Zoom, others would do video calls, live video calls on different platforms. Other teachers resorted to maybe using YouTube tutorials and sending them to their students. What mode were you left with this side?
In fact, during those days, being in rural areas, the government sent out the school learning, whatever, the questionnaires for the students to learn. Some of them were taken from some center there.
Community center.
Community center.
Yes.
Yes. So most of our pupils picked the learning materials from there, and they were learning from home.
Was there registration required for students that maybe your school where you come from, or any student would just go and pick those learning materials?
That center there, it is a project center.
Okay.
So they were registering. Yeah, that project is called a watch. That award there is a short form. It is a para women and orphanage center. That is award. So those people were giving the students the learning materials for them to learn from home.
Was that the only way?
Yeah.
In case a student had any challenge, would they approach a teacher, or that was also prohibited?
We didn't register that.
But I always tell people, more so if you are from a village school like ours, you don't need to have the best to be the best. Just do your best every day that goes by, and you'll be named among the best. Imagine, no Zoom classes, nothing happening, but learning was still going on in the possible means here. So teacher, when did you open
the school? We opened school last year in October.
In October.
I remember.
Yes. Which did the entire school open, or just some classes?
Some classes, that is P7, the candidate class.
Oh yes.
Yes. They started there and all teachers came in to help them.
The candidates.
Yes.
If you don't know, for us in primary, we have 7 classes, right from primary 1 to primary 7. The nursery section is different. So when you reach primary 7 and you're going to graduate from this primary level, you do a national exam. So I believe that's why they brought back candidates first to prepare them for the national exams. How were they when they returned? We want you to take us through the whole experience, the changes, the physical changes, the mental changes, everything about learning, their perception. How was it? Because they've been at home for 1 whole year, almost.
Yes. Yeah, is it for candidates only or
the first students you received, how were they?
Yeah, those students who came back in October, yeah, they came when they were grown up. That is physical.
Yes.
They were grown up, nice looking, because they were not studying.
Yes, there was no stress at all.
There was no stress. They ate a lot, and they were grown up pupils.
Yes.
And then mentally, they were not grown up. Because we started from zero. Yes. Because when you are to begin teaching them, they don't understand very well.
They have forgotten even that
forgotten everything. So we were just to begin reminding them. That is how we started it.
And I sometimes blame our education system. Why? We are so used to the presence of a teacher. We think learning only takes place in the presence of a teacher. That's why I think the students, all these months without a teacher, So there wasn't anything done.
Yeah.
I'm sure even when they got these materials from the centers, nothing much was being done. Because I'm telling you, in Africa, I don't know, let me not talk for entire Africa, but in Uganda and where I come from, this mentality, like only learning takes place in the presence of a teacher. I'm telling you, that is the truth, and I'm sure that's what happened. So how were they responding to your call? Because some, now you're telling me, some feel grown up, and for us, you know, what stage is that called? Is it
Adolescent.
That adolescent?
Yes.
And then they feel like, okay, we are also, I'm even bigger than this teacher.
Yes.
So how were their behavior?
Their behavior was not. It wasn't good.
Generally,
It wasn't.
boys and girls.
They were indisciplined because they were used to the characters from home there. So when when we are telling them, hey, you girl, come here, they don't respond positively. And they were indisciplined in class, both in class and outside. They were like quiet.
I get you.
Yeah. That is what was my experience.
I think this goes back to parents.
Yes.
The upbringing. Because most parents do not care about their children. They feel, okay, the teacher should do their job. And at the end of the term, they will blame the teachers. Oh, these kids are indisciplined, the teachers need to do anything. Yet the very first basics of learning start from home. So how did you cope up? Because you also come from tough times. The COVID times were tough for you people. Then you are back with big-headed students. How are you coping up with that?
Yeah, we coped up in this way. When they do something which is not okay, we call them and we counsel them. That you are not supposed to do things like this. If you are a school-going student, you are supposed to do good things. So we have been counseling them. And if they do something wrong, we call in the parents and we talk together.
Because even teachers are parents. It's like you people are co-parenting. The parents at home do their work. Then when they leave home, you are the parents here. So I think co-parenting is key. And do you often have those parents-teachers meetings? Like how often do you have them?
Yeah, like in a month we call the parents like twice.
In a month? That is good. Because you need to give them feedback. And how kids are. And now I was asking, have you registered any school dropouts? Are they called dropouts?
Yes, they are called dropouts.
Have you had any students not coming back?
Yes, we registered.
Like how many? Approximately?
Approximately about 10 to 20.
Between 10 and 20. Because now since all classes have not come back, you can't really tell like that now. So have you found out any reasons as to why?
Like there is one girl who was in P6 last year, 2020, and she went ahead to marry.
She got married?
She got married. And now she has a child. And then there is another one also who was adopted. Yes. And she's now at her home as a mother, as a housewife. And there are other boys also who have not come to school.
What reason?
Others have got the wives.
Really?
Yes.
This is the primary school teacher. Like they got wives from where? How?
From villages.
How are they going to support these families?
I don't know. Because they are weak. They don't have any other things to make them survive.
Have you, as teachers, have you tried to call some of these kids to maybe talk to them? For example, like those girls who have become pregnant, because they are very little. By the time someone is in primary, I think they are below 16 years. 13, 14, the eldest. So these are girls of 14, 13 getting pregnant. What has the school done about it?
Like one girl which I've told you that she got married and now she has a child. She's now at her home.
And such a person, it's hard to talk her out.
It is hard.
You know, they say the hardest people to advise are women in love.
Sure.
And these small girls who pursue that they're in love, those are the hardest people to advise on this planet. So she can't come back.
She can't.
Have you? What are the parents saying about that?
Nothing.
Huh.
Nothing. And there is no complaint.
There is no complaint.
They will not complain.
That is the life in the villages where we come from.
Yeah.
Someone just gets pregnant, period. It is too bad. And if I may ask, have they done any exams so far?
This present one.
Like, yeah. And what are the results like after that whole long time?
Yeah, like P7, we have been doing the remedial, the exams, other exams, that is before PLE. The results were not very okay. But we tried to help them, and now they have done their PLE. We are waiting for the results.
If you do not know what PLE is, it is Primary Leaving Exam. That is the last exam you get when you graduate from primary level to secondary level.
And right now we have P6, primary 6, who are supposed to have their holidays tomorrow, in 2021. 2021. So those pupils have done their examinations and marking is ongoing.
Yes.
But the performance is not okay. They are performing weekly.
Because they spent a lot of time.
They spent a lot of time.
Now that you've observed that weak performance, what strategies are you laying as teachers to improve on that?
Yeah, just this morning we have been discussing that if these pupils, these students are to come back, we need to come together and help them to cover up the syllabus and to help them to read more and more, to open up their minds to do better.
What time do they report at school?
They report at in fact, they come earlier, but we enter into class at 8:30.
8:30, and then
that is
they leave.
when the lesson begins.
They leave at what time?
They leave at 5 in the evening.
At 5 in the evening.
Yes.
But teacher, within that time, I'm looking at, if you're to put in extra effort, I'm looking at them having extra time. But how is that going to be achieved? Because this is a village school, they come from very far.
Yes.
What is the best approach that is going to be there?
Yeah, we are looking forward to do remedial teaching. Like, we are going to organize and begin teaching them before the starting time. We shall begin at maybe at 7 sharp to 8 sharp. And then we give them some 30 minutes for rest and we begin the normal lesson. And maybe in the evening, we shall even go ahead and give another 1 hour. That is from 5 to 6. And we release them.
I still understand being
That
a
is extra
time.
Yeah, extra time.
Being a village school is still more complicated. Have you had any challenge from parents who have just refused their children from going back to school?
Yeah.
Because it's common. Why I ask that question? You people will be like, is that question necessary? Yes, it is necessary. There are parents who just refuse their kids to go back to school. Have you heard that?
Yeah. We have registered that challenge. Because when P7 were told to come back, that turnout was very poor. Like, we registered about 68 students before Corona. Then, when the school was open, they came about 30 of them only.
That is,
and others were just following from home there.
You just know who come to
Come
school.
back to school, come back to school, just
Should we say they didn't know about school or what?
They knew. They knew. But the parents refused them to come.
Wow. I must tell you, teaching is a hard job. For me, this is through my lens. You struggle with the students, you struggle with their parents. Imagine school has opened and the parents themselves are refusing the students from coming back. I cannot teach. Maybe if I also saw it. Did you see my Wall of Fame in Canada when I achieved some tasks? My name appeared on the Wall of Fame. So I'm impressed. This school has a Wall of Fame. Teacher, tell us what is this Wall of Fame for?
This Wall of Fame here, we record the disciplined pupil, the one who has performed better, that is academically, and the most punctual student during the week. That is what we record.
I'm seeing discipline,
Academic,
then punctuality,
yes,
games and
games and
sports,
sport,
debating,
dating,
MDD, and this is
and then that
regularity.
is regularity.
So the names get to stay here for a whole week.
Yeah, for a 1 week, and then we rub it during we rub it on Friday, and then again we record it on Monday. They around the family.
I'm sure everyone would want to appear on all of them. So these guys try to maintain
Yes.
the discipline. This is a great idea. I hope other schools can copy a leaf from here and you start a Wall of Fame there. It can encourage the students to be punctual, to be as in disciplined and perform so well in academics. So how long has the Wall of Fame been here?
I stayed in about 5 years.
5 years. Have you had a consistent student be on this Wall of Fame for a whole term?
Yes, good.
And name him a whole term for a whole term?
For a long time.
Oh, in what year? What punctuality under what?
Regularity.
So what is considered under regularity?
Under regularity, that is the one who always comes to school, not being absent. He comes always.
So you've had a student here for the whole time. You know why that is important? Here this side in the village, people can miss school. Someone attends today, tomorrow they are not there. So these things may appear minor, but they are serious this side. And someone appearing here for a whole term, it shows a lot of discipline. Wow, I love this idea. I'm going to recommend it to most of my teachers. Thank you so much, teacher. We appreciate your time. That has been us in Awala Primary School, and I hope you had a glimpse into their way of life and how they do their learning here. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you next time.